All right, this is the ultimate test in terms of, in the last story of the day, the ultimate test in terms of ethical versus ethical. And I'm not even going to tell you this is even legal. And I never even thought of this, or I might have been tempted to try it. So here's the deal. It's the only story in the book, out of the 50 stories that I tell you, that I borrowed a story from somebody. And it's that good, I put it in the book. And by the way, it took me weeks to convince this guy to be able to put this in my book. I don't name who he is, obviously, but he even felt that uncomfortable in not even being named, having me tell this story. So here's the deal. It's kind of complicated, so stay with me. He is the director of sales of a four-star hotel. Let's call him Hotel A, okay, in a market in Florida. Hotel B was also a four-star, probably a 4.5-star hotel because they were newer, better, and they were charging a lot less for their sleeping rooms and a lot less for their meeting space and a lot less for everything for that matter. They were new in the market. They were going to blow the market wide open. They were going to steal business as fast as they possibly could. And when they were near full, they were going to then raise their rates, and people were either going to stay with them or not, and most were going to stay with them because they convinced them they were worth paying that much. So my friend works at Hotel A. Hotel B is the enemy. As in most major cities, you have a Convention and Visitors Bureau, a CVB. And their job, of course, is to go out and find major pieces of business, associations, conventions, and so on and so forth. Major pieces of business that can impact a city, restaurants, hotels, attractions, AutoZone, those kinds of things that these people would visit. So when these CVB leads come out, Convention and Visitor Bureau leads come out, every hotel pounces on them. I mean, they figure they want to get the edge. Let me be the first to call. Let me be the best to call. Let me be this. Let me be that. So everybody pays attention to these CVB leads. And Hotel A, my friend's hotel, knows how my competitor, Hotel B, is going to price himself. So he runs into the general manager's office and he says, listen, we have to go in at X rate because they're going to go in at X higher rate, and we got to undercut them because it's the only way we're going to get it. And love your GM, love your boss. He says something like, look, partner, I pay you big dollars, big dust to go out and get business, so go out and get it and earn it. Come on. They got to pay more money than Hotel B is charging, and I expect you to deliver it. That's why I'm paying you big dust. Go get it. So he goes back into his office. He knows there's no way. I don't care how good a salesperson I am, he says. There's no way I'm going to convince that client to spend more money at my hotel, older, not as nice hotel. So what does he do? He calls a friend of his, and he says, I want you to call up Hotel B, and I want you to pretend to be a big client. And I want you to make it clear to that hotel that money is no object. This is a very first-class affair. Make it very apparent to them. So what happens is his friend does that. He books bogus tentative business, makes it clear that he doesn't care what the rate is. So sure enough, Hotel B picks up on this, and they charge him an extremely high rate. Hangs up the phone. Hotel B looks at their CVB leads at the same time Hotel A does. They now call up this real client on the CVB lead and quote a very high rate. Why? Because they're yielding. For those of you not in the hotel business, that means they know they already have a lot of business on that date, and now to fill up the entire hotel, they can quote a very large rate, a very high rate for anyone else wanting that space. Okay? So Hotel A goes in at a high rate, but lower than Hotel B. They get the business. Hotel A's friend calls up Hotel B and cancels his tentative piece of business. Ethical? Don't think so. Unethical? Probable. Illegal? Probable. Why do I share it with you? Because people may be doing that to you right now. And whether you're in the plastics business, oil business, whatever business you're in, hotel business, what you should do, of course, is if you've got a tentative lead, you should call that client back and tell them you have a possible other piece of business and you need to have them firm up that business or basically get out of the way. And Hotel B didn't do that. They made that mistake. Does that mean they deserve what they got? No. They still made a mistake, but they didn't deserve what Hotel A did to them. So if you're looking at pieces of business, if you're looking at clients, make sure the business that you have, that you think you have in hand, is absolutely positively definite before you start quoting rates, availability, and all that kind of good stuff to another client. So booking bogus business. I'll be honest with you. I never thought of it. Would I have been tempted to do it? You bet I would have. We're all under pressure to produce business and so on and so forth. I probably would have done it. I would have regretted it, but I probably would have done it. I'm glad I didn't know about it, to be honest with you. So to me, it's probably the most unethical story in there. And again, I share it because it may be happening against you. I don't suggest you do this, but people may be doing this against you. So make sure you protect yourself. Make sure you contact those tentatives. Make sure they go definite. And don't count a piece of business absolutely positively golden until you're absolutely sure.